everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome to the very 8th episode. That's right, 8 episodes we've done now of Tales from the Yawning Portal, of Waterdeep Mallrats Tales from the Yawning Portal. The very 8th. The 8th. That's right, the 8th. So welcome. So thank you for joining us on this windy, sunny Monday afternoon. I'm very, very excited today because I think it's going to be a really lovely one. We're going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, getting into our second adventure.
All right.
Which is the Forge of Fury, for those who want to know. And the guys will be introducing some new characters today as well, which I'm really, really excited about. So we've had I think I've had a brilliant week this week. I think everybody else, but I've had quite a good week. So watching John finish up with the Funhouse, the Jack's Funhouse crew, that was really good. I also watched Bare Essentials as well, which Rob and Gabby were all part of as well, which was great. So thank you, well done guys. Right. And well done Mr. Liam.
Thank you.
Did really, really well on that one. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, and sort of been watching some other guys roll for damage who are brilliant, who actually are playing now on Twitch as well. But don't go watch them now, go watch them later. So I really enjoyed them. They're doing a big kind of forging battle as well, very kind of big forgy blacksmithy stuff, which should be great. So we're going to pop around and just see how everybody is doing. So Dan, how are you doing today?
I am feeling a little fragile today, but I'm otherwise doing okay. I've allowed myself to start seeing friends again, and sort of had a spontaneous garden party that didn't end last night.
Naughty, naughty, naughty. Everything must come to an end, Dan. Everything.
Well, it did because I'm here. So, you know, it might still be going on over there, but you know.
So how much sleep have you had?
An hour.
Cool. So
you look fresh faced for an hour.
Exactly.
You look like you're fucking glowing.
Let's see how we get on.
Exactly.
I think Pups might shit himself again today.
So also Dan's on the chat today, so if you do message in the chat and misspell something, it's probably because he's sleep deprived and exhausted.
Yeah.
Level 1 of exhaustion to Pups. Done.
Oh no.
Give it Dan a break.
Give it Dan a oh Rob. Oh, lower the tone.
That's what I'm here for. You're welcome.
All right, so we might as well go to Rob and see how you're doing today.
I'm very well, thank you. I ate some leftover Indian takeaway for breakfast. I'm feeling pretty funky.
You've been playing any computer games this week?
No, I haven't. I've been researching clerics a lot this week. Foreshadowing.
Why?
Dunno, just fancied it. And I'd like to give a big shout out to a former member of this crew, Kurt Clark, whose birthday it was yesterday.
Exactly.
So happy belated birthday to our other brother,
Yep.
Kurt.
Absolutely. To Kurt.
Cheers. Pint of vodka.
Yeah, happy birthday, mate. Massive happy birthday. Kurt saying thanks, fam. Because Kurt was supposed to be back in the UK today, wasn't he? But he couldn't.
He was. Yep.
That would have been a shame. That's a real shame. Oh, bloody, I miss him already. So, Evie, how has your week been?
Yeah, it's been all right, thank you. Can't complain. I had my hangover day yesterday because we did Glastonbury, which was really super fun, and just had like a garden party and listened to old Glastonbury sets. It was great. It was perfect. So, but I was dead yesterday. I was Dan yesterday. Dying. Like I barely moved. I just sat in front of the telly all day, and then I think at one point I was like, I'm gonna go and have a shower. Like it was like this huge feat to even do that, and I did it. So there we go. That was my day yesterday.
That sounds very on trend with festivals as well. Being like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna journey to the showers now. Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck, sister.
really got to gear yourself up
And
for
maybe
that.
some time.
Yeah, I may not return.
Yeah, I found myself just like last week going, oh god, I There would be a Glastonbury.
No.
There's so much of that this week. There's Pride, there's Glastonbury,
Yeah.
like 50th anniversary for both.
Yeah.
Oh, so sad.
I know, right?
Oh. Oh well.
Plus shower
Next year.
plus 2 shower of charisma. Very nice. Thanks, Kurt.
Yeah.
Okay, Gabby, how's your week been?
Week's been great, thank you. I went to the park yesterday, and this man was shouting at his dog, trying to get it to come over, and he kept shouting, "Baggy, Baggy, Baggy, Baggy." and I turned to Rob, and I was like, oh, "Is their name Baggy?" And Rob said, "No, it's Maggie." So
Oh.
yeah, I got excited for nothing, and now that's a dog I hate. So it's not the dog's fault, but still, got my hopes up to dash them.
Oh, it would have been great if just like a half orc just appeared.
Yeah. Chasing a dog. Boom.
Yeah.
So good.
Proud
Thank
orc.
you.
Proud orc. Jump in some flowers, ruin the flowers, you know,
Yeah.
covered in fleas. This is it just perfect.
Like,
Throwing fleas at people.
It does. Makes sense.
you don't call an orc though by slapping your knees and slightly like crouching though. I don't think that's how you do it. Now you go,
Baggy, Baggy. Kadoom. It's a bit like Appa from Avatar, just a ginormous
oh yeah.
flying bison.
God, I want to watch that show again.
Oh man, I've been watching for the first time.
It's so good. I've realized though that it's basically Avatar is just basically a druid, just like commanding elements.
I think that's also known as a monk. Way the 4 elements monk.
Potato, potato.
There's actually a specific subclass for it.
Okay. All right.
I mean, actually, I've been looking at a new design of that. Actually, it was really good. So somebody tried to fix it to be more avatar-y, so that you could specialize in a particular element. It was really good, actually. Yay, Ferg is here! Yay, hey Ferg. So everyone say hi to Ferg. Hi Ferg.
Hi,
Hello,
Ferg.
I was with Ferg this weekend. It was really lovely. Went to Epping Forest, but they tried to fix it so that you could do more choices as a 4 elements monk, but also you could specialize in earth, specialize in air and earth and all this kind of stuff. And it's actually quite a good build. So I'm going to try it next time I play. I think I'm going to give it a go. And we're going to try. Me and Josh are going to try and redesign or design an animal style monk as well, because I don't think there isn't an animal style monk. And kung fu, that must be animal style. What tiger style? You know.
Yeah.
So so hopefully I'll post those up on the Facebook group when they're done, so you can have a look at them.
Right.
Right.
Maybe we do a road test later on in the
Chipmunk. Yeah, chipmunk is a good
campaign.
idea. Yeah, we could. I've also been spending my time creating a
Chipmunk.
homebrew for Dan for our pirate campaign.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so creating like pirate titles, so he can become, or they can become Commodore and Admiral, all the way up to a pirate lord and a Emperor of the Waves. So I'm really looking forward to test that out, see how it goes. If you're interested, anybody's interested, do message and I'll send it over to you, see what you think. The other point is, because of John's stream is now finished, if anybody is interested in streaming a game that they want to run, please get in contact with us, bung it on the chat now, DM us, and we'll see if we can get you on the channel and do more stuff. And I'm going to be announcing our very special guest player next week, which I'm very excited about, but I want to get into this adventure before we do that. They're a really great friend of ours, really very funny guy, really looking forward to playing with them. I've wanted to play with them for a long time, so I'm quite excited about that. So I will let you know in the coming week.
I'm so excited.
All right, so shall we play some D&D?
Yeah.
Okay. More guests, yes. Okay, so when we left you guys last, it was quite a dark episode. It started off nice and light and breezy, with a bit of school punishment and a bit of somebody standing up to a bully teacher, and Tunk was challenged to find an abjuration spell to stop Professor Albus Sibler from punishing somebody next time they have a class together. So we're going to put that aside for a little bit. But I thought that was a hugely heroic, Tunk.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank Tunk.
That sounds good.
But the heroics didn't stop there. So we went through to an archery contest, which you guys did incredibly well at, actually, and got through to the final, to semis. We're about to get into the
Clean
final.
sweep.
And the two, Baggi and Oshi, what did you do?
Well, I mean, Justin had said something very nasty to Baggi.
He did, yeah, and he tried to cheat.
And he tried to cheat,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, he knocked Baggi's bow. So Baggi had decided she'd had enough. So when it was Oshi v Baggi, they sort of signalled and said in Orcish to each other that they would shoot at Justin instead on their second go. And Oshi decided it should probably be in the buttocks. One cheek, I believe is what she said. And Oshi, sadly, being little scallywags, decided that they would also use their inspiration. So we did extremely well. And but unfortunately, it meant we got into a lot of trouble.
Unfortunately, you fucking paralysed the kid.
I was getting to that.
You know,
Yeah.
a little bit of bad things happened, and he ended up.
We got in trouble. He got paralysed. Yeah, no, Baggi got in a lot of trouble. Oshi got just like a warning, really, and got let off. And Justin sadly was paralysed, but he's not paralysed anymore. So he's better now.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's not dead. He's not dead. Justice for Justin.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
No justice for Justin.
Yeah, so it was quite harrowing.
Yeah, so then you ended up being placed into the head teacher's, into Professor Silvermore's office, where you were trying to be put into a chair for some reason, and you refused. Proudly and heroically being defiant and standing.
Standing and just being like, no, I'm not getting in that chair. It looked terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, would anyone want to sit in a chair that was slightly reclining with like restraints on your wrists and your ankles? No. I mean, maybe in some situations.
But not as an 8-year-old.
Definitely not.
So yeah, she decided no. And also there was kind of the threat that if you got in the chair with the restraints, that you wouldn't necessarily remember like the pain. And whereas she kind of decided like, no, I actually want to remember it.
Yeah.
Which is quite an Orcish thing actually, because they obviously have their scars from battle or whatever. So yeah, I feel like that was like a moment of her being like, no, I'm standing my ground here. But it is going to be interesting to see what happens now with Baggi and Oshi, because I feel like Baggi kind of maybe sees them as two not quite on the same level anymore. If that makes sense. You know, it's put a bit of a divide. Not Oshi's fault, but maybe we'll see.
Yeah. But it's also so you got horrifically burnt as part of your punishment, which was awful. I have to say, as a DM, it was awful to do. So I think that like, sorry, I'm just reading all the chats as they're coming in. So I got generally confused for a little moment, and then it was all about sheep at the moment. Kirk's talking about cake, like.
Your birthday was yesterday, Kurt.
Yeah,
Let go.
But you woke up in the infirmary next to Justin, who kind of explained about how he feels he has to be a leader and therefore has to be brutal. And it has to be different in here than he is out there. So that's an interesting one. But you've also been told you're not allowed to leave the grounds as well.
Yeah, which is going to be really tricky for Baggi.
So also you another thing you did last week is that you met Miss Target or Mist Arget, the archery. So what did you guys think of Miss Target as characters? What did you guys think of them?
I thought she was pretty.
We use they for elves because they are gender fluids as well. So
They were pretty.
yeah. And anybody else? What did you think of Miss Target?
I think they had the the impressive nature of Sir Adam Prize, but just less of the dickishness, roguishness. So yeah, very much enjoyed Ms. Target. Ms. Target.
Target, yeah.
That's hard. Ms. Target.
Yeah, that was from Claire Richardson.
Yeah.
I can't say it without moving my face like that. Ms. Target.
Claire came up with some great names for teachers for those.
Hell yeah.
So Adam Prize is also one of hers as well, which I really loved. So thanks, Claire. I feel like every episode I'm thanking Claire in some way. I don't even know if you've even watched a single episode, but you know, you're a star. You're a star.
Love you, Claire.
Yep. So, we're going to jump a couple of days forward in the week. As you know, you had like, I don't know, home economics for 2 days.
Made a cake.
For 2 days. But that means we have to do some nature rolls to find out about our animals. Oh, I've got a completely blank screen. Oh, there we are. Great. So, you guys who haven't been following us, they have been doing a zoology project. The kids, they've each had a creature, and each of them had a creature. And every day we do a nature check to see if they recognise anything more about their particular creatures. Unfortunately, some have done better than others.
Oh. Genuinely annoying, actually.
Yeah.
I just really want to know.
Exactly. You've got
Some of us have held on to our creatures a little bit better than others as well.
Listen. Ashley's got her creature back and it snotted all over her last time, so I feel like they're bonded.
Not with love.
So maybe we should start with the person who knows the most about their creature. So Dan, or Pups.
Yes.
Sorry, Pups. So you have a Mycoloid sprout. I'm going to show everybody so they can see it. What do you know about this so far?
Other than the fact that it keeps giving me sass for everything that I do or say, it's a really intelligent fungus. It's a small sized plant type, and it dies in direct sunlight for an hour if it's been exposed for an hour. It gets disadvantage on anything that it rolls in sunlight, and also it's got these distress spores. So if when it sends it out, is it 240-foot radius? Like every other myconoid sprout will feel the same
it's
pain.
Pretty crazy. Like everything around it can see it. Can feel that same pain, which I think is mental.
Everything, not just other myconoid sprouts.
Other myconoid sprouts. You know, when I say everything, I mean like the population.
Yeah. And they don't seem to like violence very much. They seem to get all up in my face whenever I do something silly.
They really don't like it. They're highly intelligent as well. All right, so shall we do your roll? First roll of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
All right. It's a nature, isn't it?
Nature, yes.
Oh, it's a 16.
Okay, that's what I needed. I need more than 10. So that's what we're doing. Okay. So, actions. We'll do actions for this one then.
Okay.
Those of you at home are the gameplay's a little bit lagged today, so we're actually still waiting on the thing to come through. So I'm just going to change that very quickly for you guys. There you go. So it should be a slightly quicker response time on the screen. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so actions. Yeah. So it has a couple of fight actions it can do.
Okay.
One of which is that it can Oh, sorry guys. There we go. Yep. So it can use its fist, which gives it an attack of +1, and it does a 1d4 -1 bludgeoning damage for its stuff. It also has something called let me have a quick look. Yes, so it can also use rapport spores. So 10-foot ranges of spores extend around the myconoid. These spores can go around corners, affect other creatures with intelligence of 2 or higher. Essentially, it can communicate with other people telepathically, which is quite cool. It's very, very cool.
Oh my god, like Pokemon.
Exactly like Pokemon.
And this particular one seems to be like releasing a book next year or something like that with all the internal monologues
exactly. It's having. Well, actually, this is Professor Sprout from the University of Clowns, where they have a fun time.
It's located in Brussels.
It is in Brussels, yeah. So, yeah, so let's do your second day, and let's see if you actually get everything to do with this creature today.
Amazing. Can I just check the fist? What was the attack? Was it +2?
+1. Terrible attack, bless it.
Okay. And 1d4 -1 damage. Sweet. Okay. And let's go again. Oh, 7. It's David Attenborough over here. Blimey.
What'd you get?
17.
Nice. Okay, great. 17. So, armor class 10. Hit points 7.
Oh.
And its speed is 10 foot. So, congratulations. You have learned everything you can about myconoid sprouts.
Go on, Pups.
Yep. So that means that you will now take, as Pups, you will now take proficiency in nature.
Amazing.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything
right.
you possibly could learn about them.
Yeah. So I missed the speed. Was it 10 feet, did you say?
10 feet, yep.
10 feet. Oh, little slow sprout.
Exactly. Well done. Well done, mate. Well done. Okay.
Thank you. That's great.
So let's move on to Baggy. So Baggy, tell me about what your creature is. Have you anything about it yet?
No, she knows nothing. She's really annoyed about
We
that.
haven't even seen what this looks like yet.
No, I'm desperate. Literally, I'm desperate, and Baggy's desperate.
Considering like your
No,
whole
she just
character
don't-
build is based on like bugs and the love of identifying animals.
I don't know what's been going on with her. She's just, I don't know, too distracted. It's all these lot distracting her. Yeah, so she calls it pig fairy, and that is it. She knows that it goes beep beep or something like that. Beep 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 beep. Beep beep beep. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, which is adorable. Right, I'm gonna roll my nature. Come on,
Come
please.
on.
11.
11?
Yeah.
11 is exactly what I need. It's more than 10.
Yeah.
Okay, ready everybody? This is what the creature looks like.
Don't know if I'm ready.
Oh, it's so cool.
So this is an
I love
homunculus.
them.
For those of you who are interested in ancient alchemy, a homunculus is. Oh, Sam's here. Hey, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
So homunculus is, I think, something that it takes on a body that takes on a life but doesn't have a soul. I think originally what it was in the old alchemy days. Okay, and they're messing around with lead and gold and stuff. Hark to a different campaign. But yeah, that's what homunculus is. So
Great.
so yes, so you know what it is. It is homunculus is a construct that acts as an extension of its creator, with two sharing thoughts, senses, and languages through mythical bond. A master can have only one homunculus at a time, and attempts to create another one, it will always fail. And when the master dies, the homunculus also dies.
Ah, okay.
Ooh. So you finally know what it is.
I know, my little pig fairy. Oh, so cool.
He's a little beauty, isn't he? Or they.
Yeah, kind of like a kind of cross between a bat and a gremlin. and a dinosaur.
And a dinosaur.
Love it.
There's something a bit toothless about it as well. A bit How to Train Your Dragon with
Yeah,
those
it's
ears.
the mouth shape as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you just do your second. Just do your second of the day.
Yes.
So we can find out anything else.
Okay,
Come on, Baggy.
come on. And it's a 19.
No,
Hey,
19. Well done. Okay, cool. So let's see what else you know about homunculi.
Yeah, we can assume.
That's Full Metal Alchemist knowledge coming in for homunculi.
Homunculi.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has some immunities. So it's
Okay.
immune to poison. It's also immune to being charmed and being poisoned as well.
Cool.
You look down at it, and all you hear in your brain is "ibit, ibit, ibit," but you realise that its mouth doesn't move, because now you know it has like a telepathic ability. Usually only with its master, but that's why you
Okay.
don't understand anything that's being said. But it's like you're like picking up a bit.
Okay, cool.
More importantly, because of school, it is a tiny construct as its type. Construct.
Okay. Tiny construct.
Because you need that for school.
Yeah. She's noted it down.
Great. Yay, we know what it is.
I'm so
Finally.
honestly, so thrilled.
Okay.
So bloody cute.
So should we go to Tunk?
Okie dokie. So the things Tunk already knows about this severed hand is that it is a crawling claw, affectionately known as Claude. It is a severed hand from the body of maybe a murderer or someone who's done bad things that has been animated by dark magic so that they can go on killing, which isn't really Tunk's style, but he's made a friend. He's lost many a rock, paper, scissors battle or a stone, shears and sword battle. And here we go. Round 2. A nature check. It's a 13.
Yes. Okay.
Good.
So
Nice.
crawling claw. Crawling claw. Okay, let's have a look. So, most importantly for school, you need to know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an undead. So it's undead. It's a zombie hand, essentially.
Okay.
Immunities. So it's immune to being poisoned. It's immune to conditions of immunities: charmed, exhausted, and poisoned. Which is why you have seen it rest. We haven't seen it sleep.
Great.
It can also pee out of its thumb
Okay.
as well.
Ahead of its thumb. We found the location. Good.
And that's only because you were flipping it around and it pissed in your face. Okay, so then let's do the next one.
Second one. Here we go. It's another 13. Lucky number 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, actions. It's claw attack, which is a +3 to hit, and it does 1d4 +1 of bludgeoning or slashing damage. Claw's choice is what I'm going to call that. I'm also going to give you, because you're so close. Actually, no, I'm not. It understands common, but can't speak it, which is why it's been
Okay.
responding so much. You haven't got everything that needs to know about this creature,
That's all right.
so you don't get the nature proficiency, unfortunately.
That's fine. Tunk doesn't need to understand everything to love
Exactly. And he can already cast resistance, so we know he has that spell. So that
That's true.
cantrip, should I say? But yeah, unfortunately, you don't know everything about it, which is sad.
it. That's okay.
But yeah, you've got the stuff you need for class.
Great. Thank you, Joe.
Okay, so finally,
Come on, Oshy.
Here we go.
so Oshi,
Yes.
Things-
what do you know about your?
She doesn't know what it's called. She doesn't know what it's for. She doesn't know what it's good at, or what it likes, or what it eats. But she knows that she has some disdain for it, but is maybe growing to tolerate it.
That's a lot of progression, actually, for Osh.
Yeah. As I say, you have to let something fly from the nest if you love it. And if
Yeah,
it comes back, 'tis true love.
it's meant to be.
Gonna cover you in uterus.
All right, so let's do the nature and see if we find out what it's called, please.
Kind of wanted to fail.
Oh my god, nice.
Oh god.
So you spend the first day just staring at it as it leaves like slivery lines all over the floor as it moves around. So let's do the second day and let's see if we can at least find out what it's called.
Natural one, baby. Natural
3!
one.
What the
Not
flip?
a bad time to sell those Roll20 shares.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used all my good rolls up in the first dungeon, didn't I?
So
Yeah.
good. I'm literally looking at the creature now going, I can't show you guys what it is. Such a shame. Okay, so
Oh,
so chat people, what do you think Oshi's creature is? So it's some sort of rat creature. You know that it's got some sort of tentacles coming out of its mouth, and it must be small enough to hold because she's held it. So bust in some ideas that you think it is, and that will be everything that you write will be Oshi's report going into nature class when we go in to see Madame Lefebvre. Yeah, I can't remember her name now.
yes.
Madame
Faina.
Faina.
Faina?
Yeah, Madame Faina. I think yes, Gabby's frozen. We've got the Gabby frozen face. Oh, she's back.
Oh,
She's
oh,
back.
wait.
Okay.
Livid. Absolutely livid.
Absolute livid.
Frozen.
Oh, we know what it is. It's definitely an octo-rat. There we go. That's what the chat's saying. It's definitely an octo-rat. Anything else from the chat of like properties you think it has? Everything you open it will become Oshi's report for nature, for the nature class, zoology class. We'll be next see her. So keep.
We're writing canon.
So keep. Oh, the Love Child of Cthulhu and the Homunculus from Sam Dunstan. Diet chocolate. It eats chocolate. From Kurt.
oh god.
You're gonna get in trouble.
I'm gonna fail.
You're gonna fail so hard.
Oh, she knows what a love child is.
Okay.
You don't know the shit she's seen done.
Okay, so that was the full. Now you know what you have, which is great. Okay, so we go through into Saturday on the grounds of this school. So I'm just going to show the picture again to people so we can see them. There we go. So the Cassalanter Institute for Unfortunate Children. It's not at night time; it's during the daytime. So I think this is the day that Baggi first comes back to the excuse me, back to the dormitory. As you kind of all wake up, like normal breakfast time, you start waking up. And Baggi, how do you want to re-enter?
I think she literally just wants to kind of come in unnoticed. You know, I think she's going to be a bit kind of like embarrassed about a slight change in her appearance, and I think she's just going to head straight to her bunk bed and just kind of get under the sheets if she can.
Okay, so let's do a stealth.
Okay. A 2.
Yep. So as you try to get in, Oshi wakes up.
Baggy.
Baggy like sort of rolls over on her side and just goes, "Yes."
Are you okay?
Not really, no.
What happened?
They burnt me.
And Oshi doesn't know what to say, but she just hands Baggy a piece of chocolate because they sprained Pups's wrist deliberately so that he could be healed and get some chocolate for Baggy. So she just drops it down from the top bunk onto where she thinks Baggy is.
Baggy sees the chocolate and she just kind of picks it up and places it on the floor. Not necessarily because she's rejecting it from Moshi, but more she just doesn't really want to eat at the moment. She's just a bit traumatized, really. And then I think she so Oshi, you're still in bed, so you're above me, right?
Mm.
I think she says in Orcish, how do you know the Cassalanters?
And Oshi just says, I've had to live with them. I've had to have dealings with them because my parents had dealings with them.
So you were living with them?
I just had to know them sometimes.
So where are your parents?
I don't know.
Did you ever see them? I never saw mine that much. Well, my dad anyway.
You didn't see your dad? Why not?
I was just away from him in a different part of the house. And I think at that point she kind of just is choking up a little bit because it's all a bit much. And she just says to the Oshi, "Don't tell the others I'm back yet."
And Oshi says, Don't tell the others I know the Cassalanters yet.
And Baggy says, "Okay."
Oshi just like buries her head in the pillow, like, oh gosh.
And then you just hear as Tunk rolls over. And it's like the biggest snore.
And then the sleepy kind of goes like, no, little sheepy. No.
And you kind of like lie looking at him, Baggy, and it's like that feeling of maybe you're home a bit, maybe this is a safe place.
Yeah.
Back with friends. So we say, so we give it like I think an hour goes by before everybody starts waking up. Do you sleep at all during that time, Baggy?
I think she might sort of doze. You know, when you're exhausted and you need the rest, but your mind doesn't quite switch off. I think she's still processing quite a lot of stuff and probably still in quite a bit of pain, to be honest. Yeah, so I think she sort of dozed a bit, so she probably feels a little bit more rested and like you say, just a bit happier that she's away from that whole experience now.
And there's almost like this moment of like almost as if somebody could like flick a finger, like and Pups sits upright as he's awake.
I think you're almost in that, like, you know, when you see like an animal sleeping, there's like almost like running in the bed, and then is everyone else awake?
No, you're the only one awake. Baggy's sort of pretending to be asleep or sort of dozing.
Okay. Can I look to see if I spot
Yeah,
her.
sure. Let's do a perception.
Natural 20.
Yes, you do. For sure, you see that she's awake. She's there.
And do I see the state she's in from the burns?
Well, actually, Baggy, where is? So you've been healed, but there is a scar. Where is your scar?
It's kind of like across her shoulder, and you might sort of see it peeking up her neck as well, but it's kind of across there, like her chest on the left-hand side.
Do you think we were talking before the stream of like, almost demanding it as part of her Orcish culture of holding that scar and keeping that scar?
Yeah.
So imagine her talking to Sister Pastine and saying, "Keep that. That's important." So, yeah, Pups, you see like it come up the sheet a little bit, just on the neck. And you just see the burnt there.
So I look over and I see, and first thing I want to do is just like vault out of the bed and go and see her, but I don't. Sort of remembering everything that's gone on over the last couple of days, Pups is feeling a bit lost, and so remembering the adventure that they all went on at the weekend, tries to sort of cobble together his best prayer to Maglubia to try and ask protection and like I really want my friend to be okay. Can you just help her be okay? Because I can't do it all the time. Just waits for a sign.
And you take that silence as a meaning that you need to carry on talking.
I don't really know if this is right, or if you're there, if you're listening. But I think we really need help. The grown-ups, they're really strong and they're really powerful, and I want to be strong. I want to be powerful, but I don't think we can be. So if there's anything that you can maybe do to help, please.
So firstly, Baggy, do you hear this?
Well, I was going to say, should I roll for it
No,
to
let's
see?
just say, do you want to hear it?
I think
Nobody else gets to
she's probably...
Nobody else gets to choose on this.
Yeah.
Just Baggy. Does Baggy hear this?
I think so, because I think if she's hearing, I mean, the way Pups woke up as well, and you're in tune with everyone that you sleep near, aren't you? So I think she's definitely tuned into what he's saying. And I think after hearing it, when he sort of gets to the end, she just kind of turns over and says, "Thank you, Pups."
Straight out of bed. Straight out of bed, vault down, shimmy down the quickest way, and like almost like it's almost like a dog, like when they see another dog for the first time back from the vet, like they're just checking everything, like just sort of trying to see if she's okay, but not having the faintest idea.
Yeah, I imagine you like patting on the bed, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, sort of half sort of really happy to see you and happy to, like, but also trying to be.
Yeah. I think she just sort of like grabs his hands, her massive hands compared to his, and just like squeezes them and just holds them, and kind of like reassures him that she's okay now. Basically, she's all right now. She's back with her friends, so okay.
You're such a proud orc.
She has like a little smile, and then just like touches her chest, a little bit where the scars are.
I think
It looks so cool.
And she goes, I'm glad you think so, Pups.
And as you're kind of hugging Pups, because you've got lots of, because Oshi's got loads of flowers and stuff that goes down the bedposts.
Yeah.
And what you notice is one of the leaves has a slight tear in the middle of it, like a hole. And for you, Pups, that's like, you start to read into that quite a lot, considering you've just sort of prayed to Maglublia.
Yeah.
And your friend's okay, and then you see this leaf that looks as if something's been shot through it, and it reminds you of some place that you think you might be able to get help.
Do you think Justin's got 2 scars like this? Do you think he gave him one like he's got like a smiley face?
And I think Baggy maybe doesn't smile at that. I think knowing kind of knowing the truth about that, I think.
Yeah. I think Baggy just sort of, her face drops to quite sort of serious, and she goes, no, I don't think his scar. I don't think he'll have scars. I think he'll have made sure that Sister Pastine got rid of them completely. And we did really hurt him, Pups. Like, quite badly. So.
He wanted to kill you, Baggy.
I know, he said that, but still, it's not. You don't paralyze someone when they're not even looking at you.
We should go back. We should go back where the heroes are. Maybe we could like talk to one of the heroes in the tavern, and then we could tell them what's happening, and then they could come in and they could save us. They could maybe we could be their next adventure where they come and save us from all these horrible teachers.
Pups, I can't go to the tavern.
Why?
Because I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed out of the ground.
Yeah, but you weren't allowed to shoot Justin, and you did it.
Great. Nailed her on that one. Yes, but Pups, if I leave the grounds, they're gonna hurt me again.
But how can they hurt you again if you're not on the grounds? Not safe.
So leave and then don't come back?
I don't know. We'll see what happens when, maybe with the big man with the mustache who came out. That's enough. Maybe he will, like, maybe when we tell him, he won't let us come back to the grounds. Maybe he'll send us somewhere else where it's safe, or he'll come in with the army of all the orcs and the archers, and they'll come storming in.
Why do you think that those adults are going to treat us any differently to the adults that are here?
Because they're heroes. It's what heroes do. Save people. People like us.
Well, I mean, if you can promise me that I'm not going to get caught outside of the ground, then I might think about it. But unless we come up with something really, really good, I'm not going. I can't go.
Then we're going to come up with something really, really good. It's going to be so good.
She kind of softens a little bit, but she's still not 100% down for this.
But, like, maybe we can, like, use... we could like look at what does it say in your book from Sir Adam Price? Like maybe we can like use some like super stealthy ninja stuff and like And like we could ask Oshi. Oshi was really good at it.
Oshi, could you do a stealth
Yeah.
check for me?
Yes.
19.
There's literally you just land behind them, and you just ask one question. What's the question?
When are we going?
I told you, she's so good.
Baggy kind of like rolls her eyes, like, yes, she's been very good at all the things.
Pups looks around to see if Tunk has done the same thing.
And Tunk farts in his sleep.
And then Baggy turns to Pups and goes, "Is Tunk coming? Gonna need the spotty guy."
Who's gonna open all the doors?
And you just hear in Tunk because he sleeps, just goes, "Who's gonna open all the doors?"
So, Tunk, could you do a perception for me? With disadvantage.
Yes, I hope it's low.
I hope it's
Perception.
high.
It's a 10.
Okay, that's good enough. And you just one eye open.
And he's kind of taking in his surroundings a bit.
It's still
then,
dark.
like-
It's still dark. You wake up.
Still dark. He farts again and doesn't know it's him, like when a dog farts in its sleep. Kind of goes like, and then like kind of like moves his hand down to the edge of the bed and his covers, and he feels the strangely comforting scratch of the dead crawling claw beside him, and then tries to kind of go back to sleep again, not hearing much, but is still partly awake.
I feel like Baggy probably looks at Oshi and looks at Pups and just kind of like nods in agreement, because it's like, well, we can't stay here anymore. I don't want to. See if we can go get help. So it's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And I think a good sign of that is that she picks up her stealth book, pops it in her little school bag, like, okay, let's go do this.
Okay, so I'm going to say it's about 5 in the morning. Like super, super duper early. And do you guys get Tunk up out of bed, or do you leave him where he is?
Get him up.
Yeah, we've got to get him up.
How do you wakey woo Tunk?
We tickle his feet.
And he's like, the sheep. and then like kind of like kicks down and hits the edge of the bed, and that kind of like jolts him awake. And he wakes up and he looks down at the three other friends around him, and he's like, rubs his eyes and he goes, "Is it time for school already?"
No, it's time for an adventure, King Tunk.
King Tunk is pretty tired. It's still dark outside. What adventure are we doing?
And then your crusty eye sort of see Baggy. Like you see through that this Baggy actually is there.
And he goes, "Baggy! Baggy!" And he like jumps out of bed and just goes over to her and gives her a really tight squeeze of like hello.
Baggy just sort of like pats him on the head. And it's like, "Hello, Tunk."
There's a weird.
Tunk was worried about you.
There's a really weird feeling you feel, Baggy, of like some of that scar that you had, just a tiny, 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 tiny amount of it, sort of like heals up a little bit and feels like it's warmth glow from Tunk's hug. Carry on.
And I think she, yeah, I was gonna say, she just sort of looks at Tunk and says really, really sincerely, like comes down to his level and just goes, "Thank you for your spell, because you saved me."
That's okay. Tunk made you something else as well. and he runs over to his bag and starts rummaging through it, and he takes out the what once was a wooden spoon, and he has carved into it, where the head is, it looks like a very small, intricate hammer now. And he runs over to Baggy and he gives it to her and he goes, this is the same hammer that the Allfather uses. The Allfather, the Soul Forger, the god of the dwarves, and he uses this hammer, and it's like a big hammer, and it's used for protection. So Tunk was thinking, if Tunk can't be there to give you the spelly spell, then you could use the hammer instead, because it will give you good luck and give you protection. The Allfather said so.
And Baggy's just amazed at the fact that Tunk was able to articulate himself so well, for one, and be so passionate about something. And she looks down and she takes it, and I think this is probably the first moment in her life where she's felt like she actually has like a family, people that genuinely care for her. Like, she's been hurt before and it's just been like, you heal on your own. So she takes the little spoon / axe, and she just kind of holds it and she goes, I'm going to carry it with me everywhere I go, Tunk. Thank
Good.
you.
It's called a soul hammer, and between Tunk and Baggy, it can also be used as a spoon.
And I think as she puts it into like a little bag she's got on her side, I think she just says, it's beautiful. I'm gonna make sure it's my special spoon though, for special things.
Yeah, like eating soup.
Not porridge.
Not porridge.
So, firstly, I would give you all inspiration for
Yeah.
the scenes. They were wonderful. Welcome back, Becky.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so you guys decide to sneak out early in the nighttime.
I want to take a floaty with me.
Yep. So your spore.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone special? Anything special anyone wants to take with them?
Not to take with me, but before Tunk goes, he takes a crusty sock that he has, and he just shoves it into the hole that he previously put his hand into, just so that no one tries to put their hand into this hole again.
Very nice.
Oh, she picks up the chocolate and pockets it to save for later. But just in case Baggy wants it, probably.
Really nice.
Baggy takes her soul hammer, of course, her little jar of fleas, and I think definitely her homunculus.
Yeah.
Her homunculus. Yeah. Now that she knows a bit more about it, she's not going to leave it there.
As you guys sort of like sneak through, so we're going to do one roll for the sneaking by one of you.
Don't pick me.
No, I can either roll a d4 and figure out who it is, or actually, yeah, let's do that.
Oh,
So we're gonna go. One is Gabby. One is Gabby. 2 is Baggy. 3 is Tunk. 4 is Pups. Okay. Let's have a look.
Come on, ones.
Okay.
Pups.
Okay, Pups. So can you do a stealth check for me, please?
Come on, Pups. We need this.
Use your inspiration. Yes!
It's a 20. Well done. Okay, great. So you guys end up sneaking out of the dormitory nice and quietly. A lot of this is to do with putting socks on Tunk's shoes and putting something over his mouth to stop him from being loud.
Stop him from finding the fact that there's socks in his shoes. Utterly hilarious.
In fact, it's your crawling crawl who's like this. As you kind of sneak out into the corridor, and you're in the corridor, You see, actually, let's do somebody else does a perception check. Someone do perception. Somebody choose.
Who's gonna do
I'll
it?
roll a d4 if I have to, but someone wants to do it.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oshi critted
Okay,
it.
so you see somebody in the darkness in the corridor place a hood up and start moving their way. They are sneaking themselves through the corridor.
And is that just Oshi, or does everybody
Just
see it?
Oshi sees that. They look about 6'3", quite tall and slender.
Oshi motions to the group to follow her, and she follows the person in the shadows.
So you guys kind of go through and you follow them round as they go out through the back entrance of the school where the kitchen is. And you guys kind of sneak through, and you see in the twilight outside, and you see them like hooded as they start making their way towards the fence. As you guys kind of get to the door of the kitchen, I'm going to ask for another stealth check now.
Someone else?
Should we find out?
Yeah, let's find out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's from Gabby. From Oshi. Oshi.
Great.
This is a good call, actually. We've needed Oshi to do this one.
Oh, fuck.
Use your inspiration.
Oh, well, 9?
Oh no, it would give you either advantage or you can re-roll. So either a 14 or you can re-roll it.
What should I do? Reroll?
It's your choice.
No, let's use a 14 just
Okay,
in
cool.
case.
So, yeah, you guys kind of sneak out into the dirt, where and you can see those track marks of the cart that took Dom's body away. As you see this this hooded person just literally somersault vault over the top of the fence and land on the other side. You sneak your way across, and luckily you kind of find. Oh, you sneak your way across, and you find a small gap in the fence. It's called. And you manage to kind of squeeze your way through. Tunk gets a little stuck on the way, but he gets out on the left, and you find yourself out on the street. So you find yourselves. Let's just get zoomed in so we can show where we are. You find yourselves here on Rain Run Street. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you see the figure in the twilight darkness walk down the road towards Nimbra Street, which is this long road that kind of goes up and past Cook Street, crossroads across Rainbow Street and Cook Street, towards the Yawning Portal. So you see this figure.
Do we know?
Go on, what you gonna say?
Do we know that we're going towards the Yawning Portal?
I think
Or are we just?
you guys do, because Cook Street is a street that you guys crossed before, and it is just literally across the road from you. Is there anything anyone wants to try and look at this person and try and identify who this person is? Anyway,
Apart from Oshi, has anyone else seen this person?
you guys have all seen them jump over the fence, like vault over the fence.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see if I can recognize the walk or like the way that the person holds themselves. See if that's something that we can pick up on.
Okay. 2%.
Or I'll use my inspiration and take that 19 if that's all right.
Oh. And his inspiration comes in the form of a pop song.
Yeah. Is the window open, Rob?
So
Yes, I'll
no,
close
it's
it.
all good. It's all good. So you notice the upright posture of somebody who is used to pulling a bow.
It's target. It's the archery teacher.
But
But we've got to follow.
why would they be out so early?
And they are proper dodgy, like really sneaking their way through. They're like looking behind them, trying to stick to shadows.
Why would they sneak out of here if they were not doing something bad?
Maybe they're like a super sneaky hero, like Oshi. Like Oshi was when she was like hiding and shooting. Like maybe that's.
But they work at the school. Even super sneaky heroes could just walk out the front door.
She's on a mission.
Let's follow.
Yeah, I think so. Tunk was supposed to win the archery contest, so Tunk would actually like to speak to her.
No, I don't think we can speak to them, Tunk.
No, we can't speak to them, Tunk. You've got to be so quiet. She can't see us.
We have to spy.
Okay.
As you see her go towards the Yawning Portal Pub, and she goes towards the orc who's standing at the front gate, a big doorman. And the orc looks down at her and sort of seems like they're having words, and then she pulls out a note and shows them to this piece of paper, rolls it back up, puts it in your pocket, and the door just opens for them, and she's like, in you go. As she makes her way into the Yawning Portal.
Baggy turns to the group and says, "Why is she going into the pub? It's so early."
She's on a secret. They're on a secret mission.
You're right, they are. It must be.
We've got to go in.
Do you think they know something to do with what's going on with like Domo and everything?
Maybe she's here to. Maybe we're both doing the same thing. Maybe we both had the same idea at the same time, and we're all going to get help.
Maybe. Well, we
Or
know
maybe-
how to get inside.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We need to find out where they are and then spy through the walls like we did last time.
Yeah.
And Baggy's feeling really quite nervous about this now because it's kind of dawning on her that, she could get into a lot of trouble if they spot them, especially because of everything that's happened recently. So she kind of looks down at the floor like she doesn't really want to move, and she just says, "But please, 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 we cannot be caught. Promise me we're not going to get caught."
Promise.
If we get caught, Baggy, Tunk will be really loud and you have time to run away.
Okay, Tunk, but until then, shh. And the claw just get his back.
So you go towards your window and you sneak down. You go around that round wall to the hole that's in the ceiling above you, and you climb your way up into the inside of the wall. What you find there are 4 ham and cheese sandwiches on plates, and 4 glasses of milk.
Tunk immediately starts wolfing one down.
Same.
Oh, she picks off the cheese and gives it to Tunk. And then eats the ham.
Thank you, Archie.
Baggy's a bit suspicious, actually, because it's almost like someone knew they
Yeah.
were coming, and it's kind of like, no, guys, this might not be for this might not be for us. Why is
Baggy,
this here?
there's 4 sandwiches, there's 4 of us. Who else are gonna be for?
Us. other people might be sneaking, and so they'll just think that it was eaten by them anyway.
Yeah.
Or maybe Miss Target said that we were coming and that we might want some breakfast.
Or maybe it's a trap.
So, do you want to do an investigation of the sandwich?
100%. She doesn't trust it. Okay, here we go.
That sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
20.
It's poison. We're all dead.
Yours is a ham and cheese sandwich. Seems absolutely fine, but you have a extra layer of something in it. As you pull out a piece of parchment that's inside the sandwich, and it
Tunk realizes that his might have had parchment in it that's already eaten.
and it says on the piece of paper, "Listen well, listen hard, but stay quiet." And then it's signed with the letter D.
Okay, so Baggy obviously takes it out and reads this and is just like, oh, guys, you were right. And she shows it to them and she goes, we're okay, we can stay here. It is for us. Look.
Pups makes like the handlebar mustache of the guy and just quietly goes, "That's enough."
And Baggy goes, but it's signed by D? Who's D?
Tunk goes, A for Oshi, B for Baggy, P for Pups, T for Tunk. Well, we didn't write it.
As you hear through the walls, like a huge sound. Actually, it feels like it's a lot busier in the pub considering it's 4 a.m. It's like a small living room of a house party at like 3:30. So it's still kind of cracking on, still going quite well. People are dropping off, but it is going on strong.
I don't know what that's like.
As you kind of like go to your little hidey hole, sneaky watchy spots, and you have a look through. We want to do a perception, see if they see Professor Mustarget.
Yeah, he hasn't had a roll in a while.
Tunk.
Oh, come on, guys. Play your strengths.
Come on. Here we
All
go.
right, I'll do
For
this.
fun.
Here we go. I'll take inspiration and I'll use the natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you see Miss Target. So let's show what Miss Target looks like, actually. Where is it? There she is. Oh, there they are. Sorry, my apologies. Cool. There's Miss Target. And you see them go over to a like a blue-skinned elf, a hobgoblin, a kobold, and a normal goblin. And she goes and sits at a table with them. And it's extremely sort of huddled chats, and you see this big bag of gold get handed over to Miss Target. As she kind of takes the gold and places it back into her pocket. She then takes her hand and she cuts her hand. As they all cut their hand and they bring their hands together. As the blood drops onto the table. She lets go. She then turns and asks for a drink and gets a large pint of ale. As we're going to have a little bit of a break there.
Ooh.
Okay,
That's so cool.
so what I would like you guys to think about when we have a break is if your kid characters could write a letter to a world leader of Earth, what would they say?
Okay.
All right, crayon letter to a world leader. Okay, guys. So we're going to be back in about 5 minutes' time. But have fun, and we shall return and continue with this great adventure. See you in a bit.
Bye.